welcome back to my channel. It's Bibiana here, and I've got a special guest today, my friend Ify Alexis. Well, she's more like a sister right now to me. So we're going to be doing a relationship video today. As you know, guys, I said I want to start this series, and it's been a while, and this girl's definitely been reminding me to get those videos back up on relationships. So I thought it'd be great to get two perspectives. As you all know, I'm married with 3 children, and Ify is single, happily single.
Yes.
And I think it would just be great to share our different perspectives. And she's doing a lot of great things. I'd love for you to share with these guys.
So my name's Ify Alexis, and I lead a young women's ministry called Love Limitless, and it's a pleasure to be here.
She's being really modest right now. I put all the details down below of what this girl does, but we come to you with a little relationship video that I know I said I was going to start, I think this time last year, and I have done a few.
Girl, you've done like 2.
But I'm really committed to, you know, get back on track with them. You know, been really busy with baby boy and everything. So we're going to get started today with another relationship video, and I thought it'd be fun to bring along a very wise and good friend of mine who's pretty much like a little sister as well. So why we're doing this video, I'll let Ify start, just explain.
I think it's so important for us to discuss these topics because at the moment everyone's getting married, everyone's engaged, having babies, and I think it's so easy for people that are single to feel discontent and compare themselves. It's important.
Definitely. And I think for someone like me, definitely kind of advice I wish I had when I was a lot younger. It would have stopped me going around a lot of circles back in that time. So I hope it encourages you and blesses you guys. So let's get started. Okay, so pressure from friends or from aunties especially, and how do you deal with that when people are constantly saying like, when you're going to get married, or you know, your clock is ticking, or are you still single? Oh, I really pity you. And all those kind of comments I definitely experienced a lot when I was younger, and up until even university days, when people are like, you're almost going to graduate soon, if you've not found your man, your Boaz, your Adam. And just really discuss, you know, how you deal with it and what our experiences have been. I mean, do you get that now personally with people saying that to you?
I get that all the time. I think people definitely see singleness as some sort of disease. Like, oh, you're still single, I'm so sorry, I'm going to pray for you. And it's like, thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, I was sharing with Bibiana earlier that I had this thing where I went to my friend's house, and one of the guys that were there, he was like, "Oh, so tell me about your love story, Ify. You know, tell me about, you know, what's going on in your life." And I'm like,
just so after they shared their stories, everyone talk about their love life, and then they look at you like, "What are you going to contribute?"
And I was just like, "Well, at the moment, I'm single," and it was just like, I think people can easily make you feel bad about it, but I think if you know why you're single and you're confident and content in that, you're able to kind of fight it. That's one thing I found.
And just about, you know, not internalizing it and just having like a resilient heart towards the comments. But what about some practical things? What would you say to someone, maybe it's someone you know or auntie or someone who's just like, why are you still single? What kind of practical things can you do to respond to that kind of comment?
I think when it comes to dealing with aunties, because I feel like aunties do it the most, I always come with like a, yeah, auntie, yeah, there's no one around at the moment, but I'll let you know when someone comes. In the meantime, you can pray for me. And I think that kind of helps them, like, if you have a problem with my singleness, take it to God. I think it's important to realise that a lot of these aunties actually do mean well. They want you to have a good life, they want you to enjoy, but they're not going to be there in your marriage. They're not going to raise your children for you, so you can't work according to their pace. You have to work according to your own pace. You can't do what everyone wants you to do when they want you to do it.
And that's very true. And a lot of times people don't realise this is just a season. It could be a short-term season, but marriage is meant to be a lifetime. So don't make some kind of short-term temporary problem that you're having at the moment make you go down the road of making a lifetime decision. Marriage is meant to be for life. And no matter what people think, marriage is not always rosy. There are a lot of very lonely and unhappy married people. So you have to realise that, yes, auntie means well and everything, but she's not going to be there every morning when you wake up to this man. So just be careful. Do not settle, and just wait on God's best and wait on His timing.
It's better to be happily single than unhappily married.
Very true. Goals life, and I hear that a lot, relationship goals on a lot of posts. I think it's important to realise that the grass is not always greener on the other side, and the problem I think now, where it was in my day, I think I'm sounding really old now by saying my day.
Your day.
In my day, when I was, you know, in high school and stuff, we didn't have Facebook. The fact is that you could build authentic relationship with people. What you see was what you got, basically. So your friend said they're in a relationship, you could see it for yourself, you could see all the ups and downs of it. But now we basically live life through social media. Even your closest friends now seem to just interact through texting, and you find out stuff from social media if they've got engaged, rather than people actually telling you personally. So the other thing is that people only put their best bits on social media, and a lot of people don't realize that. So I'm not saying it's fake, but a lot of the time it's only the highlight reel of life, and you have to realize that is not what a relationship is always going to be like. I think that's what a lot of people just get a false perception of it, because people are only putting the best pictures up, best edited pictures up, the happiest moments, which is great, but I think it can cause a lot of problems in that sense.
I think it definitely can cause a lot of discontentment for people, and I'm like, that unfollow button is my friend. Like, I don't mind, I can unfollow my friends, but I don't mind unfollowing people, and I think that we have to guard our hearts and guard our own contentment. So when it comes to social media, if you find that you're getting sucked in to what people are doing and to the lives of other people, then feel free to unfollow. Feel free to not follow every little thing here and there. I think it's important to spend your single life developing yourself and investing in yourself, and as opposed to following everyone's life. There's nothing wrong with watching people on social media and stuff.
It's time.
Exactly. It can take up a lot of your time in your day, and you could be on YouTube for the whole day, Instagram, Snapchat for the whole day, and you realize that I haven't actually done anything productive with my time. So I think it's a season to invest in yourself, and I find the times when I'm the most discontent is the times when I'm being the most idle and looking at other people's lives.
And you end up just sleepwalking through life rather than living in the moment and enjoying the beauty in everyday life, because a lot of your time is just invested in looking at what other people are doing, and almost like living vicariously through them and through these expectations that other people have created on what life should be. And hence everyone's like, oh, goals, I want to be you, I want to be like you. And sad thing is, you spend so much time with your head down, with your face glued to that computer screen, watching a million videos or scrolling on Instagram, that you could miss out on so many great opportunities. Like
your bae.
Oh, your bae.
Miss out on your bae. I'm joking.
And also, it just breeds a lot of discontentment, basically, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's a massive expectation that it brings as well, where you feel like your life needs to mirror someone else's life, especially that place of comparison. It's like, oh, but how comes my hair doesn't do that? My eyebrows don't do that. Or even in the area of a relationship, oh, he can't be my guy because he doesn't dress like that. So it builds up an expectation in our hearts sometimes if we're not mindful of the kind of time that we give to social media.
And that's a really good point as well, because you could find the perfect guy for you, and then you'll have this expectation that, oh, his hair isn't perfect, he doesn't dress very well, and all these, like, your standard ends up, you might have a great standard as well, a godly standard, a personal standard of what you want, but then your standards end up changing to what you've seen based on what you've seen on social media. And you end up wanting some guy with like six-pack and six figures and everything, but he doesn't know any of the words, and he ain't got no job or no money or anything like that. So
the important things are missing, but he has all the external stuff, but his character, we don't even bother to look for that because you can't Instagram character.
Okay, gonna talk about loneliness and singleness, because I think it's a really important topic, and it's definitely something I struggled with quite a lot when I was a lot younger, and especially more in my single days. And I think this is misconception out there that if you're a lonely person, you're a single person. And the thing is, I do think that being lonely is actually a really, really bad thing, but singleness is not a bad thing, because you can be single and you cannot be lonely, and you can be married and you can be very, very lonely. And things, people try and solve this short-term problem by finding somebody and end up to like a lifetime of misery. A lot of people rush into relationships or into marriage because they feel lonely, and most of that is built on the fact that they don't enjoy being by themselves, they don't enjoy their own company, they feel like they're boring or they have nothing to offer. And that's a really bad situation to be, because one has to realize marriage only amplifies whatever problems are there before. So if you feel lonely as a single person, guess what, you're going to feel even more lonely, if not miserable, as a married person. You have to bring something to a relationship as well. So when you make a strategy for yourself, for your future and everything, it should be built on the fact that this is what you're going to achieve and this is what you're going to do, whether you find somebody or not.
I really like that you said that like loneliness isn't cured in marriage, because I do feel like a lot of us as young single people, we kind of feel like, okay, when I get married, all of my problems, all of my struggles are going to go away. But there is so much of a beauty in being content now, developing yourself now, and finding that richness with being by yourself now. And also, one of the biggest things that I found that has helped me in loneliness is making sure I have a good community around me, having that sisterhood, having that just solid relationships that are around. And that comes by investing in relationships, actually spending time sharing my heart and sharing where I'm at with people so that they're able to encourage me. So when it comes to loneliness, I kind of feel like it's important to have good friendships around you, and also develop yourself and not be idle. Get to know God more, walk with him more, and that place of feeling lonely or feeling like you're alone, I kind of feel like it'll be lifted. I definitely feel like a lot of us as well, just due to that place of loneliness, we tend to get in all of these different relationships and just kind of give our hearts away to different people because we're trying to fill that void of companionship. And I believe the desire for companionship is a godly thing that comes from God, but it's something that we have to give back to God and say, God, until you satisfy that area, until you bring the right person, then I'm going to be content in serving you. I'm going to be content in purpose as well. I'm always reminded of Ruth. Ruth was found in her place of purpose. She was in the field working. You know, she wasn't thinking about how much she needs a guy and the guy came along, but it was in her place of purpose that she found her Boaz. And I think similarly for us as young women, to be in that place of purpose and continue to pursue the things that we have in our hands to do, and do it with all our heart, with all our might, with all our strength.
And practical advice on how you can, get out of those situations where you do feel very lonely, especially during that single season. I think one of them would just be, what kind of friends are you keeping around you? Are they friends that encourage you in your single season, encourage you to pursue Christ, encourage you to find contentment? Or are they friends who are constantly reminding you, that this isn't where you're meant to be, and strategizing ways on how to get out of this situation like it's some kind of disease or something, which is
I think
not.
like-minded friends are so key. People that, whether they're single or married, but they're people that understand the purpose of singleness in a godly kind of way, and they're people that want you to pursue all that you're supposed to be. So important.
And the next thing as well is maybe like guarding your heart. What kind of music are you listening to? What kind of TV programs are you watching? Are they programs that are gonna, again, encourage you in that single season, or are they going to carry on making you feel lonely?
I think those R&B songs, those slow jams, all of those romantic movies and everything, I think whilst it's nice and it's like, but it's not going to help you in the long run. And that's something that I had to be very purposeful in cutting off, making sure the kind of things that I listen to and watch are things that will actually strengthen me and build me up, and not make me just compare my life to other people.
The other thing as well, you could just, buy yourself flowers. There's nothing wrong with that. Treat yourself. Especially on Valentine's Day. I don't know how many single Valentine's Days I had. And a lot of those times I spend time to hook up with all my girlfriends, and we go out to dinner together and just have a good time together. It's definitely a time where you just have to sit at home and feel like, woe is me, I'm single and everything. Or what would you suggest?
I think that spending time by yourself, or I definitely did the go out with my friends. We bought each other roses. It was really sweet. But developing the love for yourself, and you mentioned some key points in terms of not liking your own company and not liking yourself. So learning to love yourself, learning to appreciate yourself, doing things that make you feel good about yourself, and taking care of yourself, all of those things really help me to feel comfortable in my own skin, and to know that I'm not gonna, no matter what I do externally, I'm always gonna be me. I can't have the life of the person on TV. I can't have the life of the people on social media. So it's about being comfortable in the person that I'm called to be, and just really investing in myself.
We talk about this, but it's obviously quite serious because, something you have to fight for and be intentional about. And yes, it's good to have friends around you, and that's one good tip, and make sure you've got a good friendship circle. But once those friends are gone, you should not feel any less about yourself. So one has to be intentional about spending time with yourself, getting to know yourself, because firstly, having alone time is going to allow you to know who God is. It's going to allow you to know who you are, and it's also going to allow you to know what you want as well in life.
I really like that. Like, it's something you have to be committed to. I always say be committed to contentment. So that means there will be days where you're like, this is really, really long. But it's about being committed to it. So fighting for your joy, fighting for your peace, fighting to be content in your present season, knowing that if the Lord wills, it won't be forever. And yeah, when the Lord changes that season, you don't want to be wishing you did certain things whilst you were single. So be content now, pursue purpose, pursue everything that you're supposed to be. So it's so important to enjoy your present season and to make the most of it. Travel, read books. I know a lot of women that have kids are always like, sleep, make sure you spend your time.
That's what I'm always telling her, sleep. When we be texting at night, I'm like, enjoy your time now, because you ain't gonna sleep much once you have kids.
Exactly.
Or 3 kids.
So yeah, making the most of it and not having regrets later on and wishing that you did more in your singleness. Travel, all of those great things to fill your time with. Pursue the Lord, like, just make the most of it. We don't want to live a life of regrets.
So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you Ify for joining me on this video. She met baby boy, dude.
He's so handsome. Like, he's got that good hair and that good skin.
That's what she said.
He's got that good skin, you know. So handsome.
Yeah, it's really nice, but he's been sleeping this whole time. He's done really, really well, so we're just going to get back to him. But I hope this video, encouraged you guys and blessed you guys, and yeah, I shall see you in my next video.
When's your next video, Bibiana?
Girl, you just ended. So put me on the spot. My next video will be very soon, guys. I do want to, do more relationship videos, as I said, and Ify here is pushing me and reminding me. So I'm definitely on it. You know how it is, guys. A busy season right now, but it's definitely something I want to do more. So yes, I will see you in my next video, which will be very, very soon. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.